Good evening and welcome to At the Cross. I am Pastor Chris and I am here in Ohio. I don't know where I am. I'm in Ohio, just um, south and east of Cleveland. Now, this is going to be a very special or a very different, I guess, At the Cross. And the reason why is because I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what's going on at the church, what's going on with me, and just kind of set some sort of, I guess, introduction, provide some sort of introduction. Now, as you know, I have been a pastor at St. Mark for 5 years. I've been at the church for about 9. And up until this week, I have been in ministry part time. Now, I've split my time between part time ministry at St. Mark and working full time in the IT industry, as well as going to school, seminary, to complete my master's degree. And all of that is now kind of done. We have closed that chapter of the book and we are beginning a new chapter. And so, where I'm at now is here. I have a master's degree, so that now is completed. I have left the IT field completely, and I am now a full time pastor at St. Mark. I've been called into ministry full time. I've received the call, and I've started working in that ministry full time starting in the beginning of January. And so this week is really the first week of that new vocation, that new life of mine. And things are going very well. It's very busy, of course. There's a lot going on at St. Mark. There always is. And so I've kind of jumped into the middle of that, and I'm working on getting my bearings and figuring out where we're going. Now, like I said, there's a lot going on. Currently, what we have been doing for probably the last 6, 7, 8 months is looking at the vision and the mission of St. Mark. As you know, our vision is the vehicle that drives our mission. Our mission is to make disciples um, and of all nations, right? And you know that we do that in very many different ways. We have ministries that are focused on the congregants, the people of our church. We have ministries that are focused on the community that surrounds the church. We also have ministries that go and extend beyond the local region. We have ministries that go and work with other churches and the community downtown in Cleveland. We have ministries that we support that are focused across the borders in areas like the Dominican Republic, in areas like Haiti. And so we are a very active, very vibrant church. And so what we do every 4 or 5 years or so is we kind of pause, gather together a group of congregants, of people, of leaders of the church, and we take a inventory of what we're doing. And we look at all of our ministries. Are these ministries still effective, still impactful in the areas that they serve? Are there needs outside of what we offer that we're missing? Maybe things that have come up because of the current state of the world or the community, right? A COVID, right, would be a great example of that. COVID changed a lot of people's lives. And so we took a step even then to look at what we were doing as a church in this new era of post COVID. Are there needs that we are no longer, or that we are not meeting, that need to be met? Things that have now become important because of, or presented themselves because of COVID. And so we're doing that again. We do this every, several years. And so we are in the midst of this visioning process. That's what we're calling it. We look at our mission statement, we look at our vision statement, we make sure that it still is who we are. We look at all of our ministries, and we have somewhere around 70 of them that are active today. And we assess all of them. And then we also, again, look for gaps. Are there areas that we're missing? So, Pastor Mark, the senior pastor, is leading that effort. I am participating in it along with a handful of other people. We've been working on this for many months. There's a process that kind of prepares us for the phase that we're in. And so we completed that before Thanksgiving, I believe. And we've started moving into this next phase. You'll hear much more about that as the weeks and months progress. But one of the areas that we know is ripe for focus is in family ministry. And so that's an area that I've started looking at immediately. And we're looking at how we can best serve families. Now, these families come in all shapes and sizes, right? We have parents, and we have divorced people that have been divorced. We have singles, etc. But they all are part of families, and we want to look into that. Now, that's a big, uh, big, robust a topic, and so we have to start somewhere. And so we start more narrowly focused. And what we're looking at right now are families that have young children, toddler age, preschool age, kindergarten age, those ages, right? And we look at how we can best serve them. As you know, if you've been to our worship services, especially the later ones each week, the late one each week, you know that we have anywhere from 10 to 12 children that participate in our children's sermon. And so we have a growing population of these families, and we'd like to look at how we can serve them. And so what we're working on now is bringing them all together to discuss exactly that. One of the areas that we're looking at potentially launching is I don't know what we will call it, maybe a family night. And the idea here is, the brainstorm at least, is to bring families together once a month around a dinner table. And so it'd be a structured evening. And so we would start with a time of gathering where, the families are coming after work, bringing the children. And then we will serve dinner, just a simple dinner, pasta, pizza, whatever, something. And while the families are eating, they are conversing. And the parents are guiding them, leading them in a discussion of faith. And so we plan on providing the template for that, a paper handout, if you will. It can be something that simple. We anticipate that lasting 5-10 minutes, right? These are simple conversations that you can have, the families can have with their children, to begin or to continue fostering and building faith. We also want to provide tools that they can use for the rest of the month to do the same thing at home. So it's like patterning it at the church, practicing it at the house, at their own private dinner table. And then we'll have a time where maybe we separate the children and the adults. Children can have their own time of study, education, game, craft, something. And the parents can have a time of support, Bible study, a fellowship with other parents that are in the same life's swim lane as they are. And so, like I said, that's just a brainstorm. We look forward to getting all of these families together and talking to them, finding out what their needs are. Um, and depending on how that goes, would like to scale that to other families, right? Again, families with, middle school age, teenagers, young adults, empty nesters. I don't know where it'll go, but that's kind of the thought. And so I encourage you and invite you, if you have any ideas, to bring them to me as we explore this idea and see where God leads us. Now, that's just one example of what we're doing. There's many more examples. As I told you, I've come from a background in IT, and that proved very useful during uh, the COVID era when we started to um, stream our services online. And if you were with us back then, you know that technology in our church has evolved dramatically. We started actually with a simple mobile phone, and we grew from there to a camera, expanded from there to multiple cameras. Today we have a full sound system. We've currently redone our sound configuration, and so that has improved the sound both in the sanctuary as well as online. You know that Pastor Mark leads some sort of online session activity, uh, 5 days a week. I have at the cross, which is really the sixth day of the week, and so we're online a lot. We'd like to continue that, to grow that, to mature, even make it more, let's say, professional. How can we enhance and improve that? So that's another area that we're looking at. There's other things too, but those are really just the two key pieces that we're focused on, or that I'm focused on, just out of the gate. And so I ask you to continue to pray for the church, pray for Pastor Mark, pray for me as we enter into this new phase, I guess, of St. Mark. Pray for all of the volunteers that are active, so active in the church to make these 70 ministries um, impactful to the lives of the people that they serve. We are bringing the message of Jesus Christ in so many different ways to so many different people. And it is such a blessing to be a part of that. And if you're not participating in an active way, I invite you to consider that. Reach out to one of us, reach out to your elder, reach out to anyone that you know at church, and let's explore what your gifts are, your spiritual gifts, and how they might best be used in the mission of Christ and in St. Mark's participation in that. And so that's really it tonight. I just wanted to give you an update on where we're at, what's going on at the church, and an invitation for you to reach out and get to know us. If you don't, consider helping if you do know us and you're part of this church, and also to reach out if there's something that we can do to serve you. And with that, I say good night. Have a blessed week, and I will see you here next week at the cross. Thank you.